So 1, 2, 3, looks like everybody's present. The Ethics and Oversight Committee consists of the county executive, the chairman of steering committee A, the chairman of steering committee B, the chair of the county commission, and the chair of the budget committee. All members are present. We have a quorum. First on the agenda is the approval of the June 2nd, 2025.
Make a motion to approve the
We have a
minutes.
motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Hey, Denny Wayne, can you turn your mic on, please?
All right. Is that
Thank
better?
you.
All right. Sorry about that. I just asked for a motion to approve the minutes from the last Ethics Oversight Committee meeting, which motion was made and properly seconded. Any questions, discussions, or corrections that need to be made to the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The motions are approved. Next on the agenda, election of chairman. I'll open up the floor for nominations for
Make a
chairman.
motion to nominate Dakota White.
I'll make a motion, all nominations cease and elect Dakota White by acclamation.
We have a motion to, all nominations to cease and elect Dakota White by acclamation. Did somebody second that?
I'll second.
All right, motion seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Congratulations, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to number 5 will be election of vice chairman. We will open up the floor for nominations for vice chairman.
I'll make a motion to nominate T.K. Austin for vice chairman.
We have a nomination for T.K. Austin.
I'm making a motion, all nominations cease, and we elect TK by acclamation.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
And a second. Any discussion? We'll move to vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations, sir. Number 6 on the agenda is election of our secretary. I will open up the floor for nominations.
I'll nominate Robert McCormick.
We have a nomination of Robert McCormick.
Make a motion, all nominations cease, and we elect Robert by acclamation.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Can I second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Mr. McCormick. All right, number 7 is discussion on commissioner attendance. And I appreciate the sending out the commissioner attendance policy that we currently have in place. The effective date was September 1st, 2022, and I'll just open it up to the committee. What's on our hearts and minds, man?
So I asked for this meeting. We've had, it seems like in the last few months, we've had several commissioners missing, absent. And we've had some constituents raise the question, even the commissioners, you know, we've had the lack of people show up for votes, and we've had a couple of votes, or a vote that didn't pass. So I asked for the meeting, I asked Executive Robinson or Brooke to compile an attendance record for us. And I specifically asked to not see the attendance record until we deliberated and saw what we thought, so we can make an unbiased decision if we decided we wanted to do something as far as pay goes for commissioners. If there's a number of meetings that we chose that if they missed, they would not be paid, or a percentage of meetings, or however we decided before we looked at the attendance record, we would be an unbiased decision if we decided to move forward in any kind of direction.
Sure. So if I recall correctly, I served on this committee in 2022, and this is what came from it, which was just sort of a start because we had nothing. Basically, it was once you're elected, you get your salary until you're beat or don't run it.
Yeah.
So this was
And this happened because of the low attendance record from the group that was here previously.
Our previous term, we had a few stop coming, so that's what cued this. Does anyone have any thoughts or ideas of how we want to move forward? If I recall, this can't be put into place until next term. Is that correct, or can it be put into place immediately?
My thought process on this is you can, there's nothing you can do retroactive.
Correct.
But you could put into policy moving forward, even before the next thing, that if someone misses a meeting, then their pay can be deducted.
Sure.
You can't add to nobody's pay, but you can.
Sure.
You can take away. I would double, if we vote to do something, I would double check with legal, but that's my understanding of how it works.
I know, and it's been almost 4 years, but I remember last time we spent quite a bit of time, and Derek, I think you may have been there. Were you coming?
Oh, I was coming to the meeting, yeah.
I know we spent a lot of discussion on per meeting pay, but we know that that would add to somebody's already complex job. So, I mean, I'm open to opinions, thoughts.
If we change pay structure like that, per meeting attendance pay, then that would have to go into effect. I believe changing how we are paid, I think would have to go into for the next group. But if we deem somebody that's not doing their job per the policy as we see, I think we could deduct pay. Wouldn't that, right? Exactly.
I would agree with that.
So basically, if we went this route, it would be a wording of, if you miss a meeting, say, you know, the first Monday meetings, then that's half. If you miss the third Monday meeting, then that's the other half, like
So
that type of thing.
The policy reads base pay of 12.5% total monthly appropriated, additional 43.75 for steering A or B, and 43.75 for full court. Any special or other committees or considered duties of the office. After 2 months of consecutive absence by any county commissioner, the Oversight Ethics Committee may meet and investigate, and if deemed necessary, recommend to the full court appropriate actions to be taken. This can be up to and including reduction in pay to the base salary. So the way I interpret that, if we were to do something, then it potentially, if they're not present at the steering committee meetings or full court, then we could potentially cut their pay for lack of attendance.
So, and the first thing that comes to my mind with all this, and this is what we spoke about this time ago, is, you know, someone's spouse has a heart attack, or somebody gets in a car wreck, like, are we gonna go into sick days? Are we gonna talk about 2 comp days a year or 5? And I don't know what that looks like, but I remember us spending a decent amount of time on this discussion, because things do happen, and we can't stop everything from happening. So I feel like if we're gonna discuss that, we will have to discuss annual leave or something like that, as well as a entire commission body,
So
if you agree.
I asked them to pull the last 12 months record, so it would be 24 meetings, 12 months, 24 meetings. So you're right. Are we going to pull a number and say, hey, if you've missed 50% of the meetings, going forward, you're on probation and for whatever, and then you're not going to be paid if you don't attend the meetings because you've already missed X percentage number of meetings, or however we do that. But then then we're also going to have to monitor that for people that are on the verge of that. If they missed, then they're going to be put on the bubble, or all of us essentially would be a lot of tracking to keep up with for.
We create I'm not saying our human resources department, but it would create a time and leave action for somebody.
Yes.
And God bless you, Brooke, but it's not gonna be you.
Chad, I've got a question. How do they keep up with vacation and sick time? Who does that and how do they do it?
Each department does that.
Each department does it?
So we're looking at the potential 3 people that would do that for us, that
Right.
already have over encumbersome jobs. So I don't know, it's hard. This is a hard discussion to have just in general. You know, I appreciate this meeting because I feel like if you don't attend the meetings, you're not representing your people correctly.
You're not. You're getting. I don't get paid when I don't go to work.
Greg,
There you go.
this whole job is about representation. And if we're not here to vote, we're not representing. So like, this is an important meeting to have, it's just whichever route we want to go. Just want us to have a great discussion about it while we go. And I do feel like if we're gonna go the reduction of pay, I mean, if you're just not coming after so many times, cool, but, you know, if you're coming here and have a flat tire and something like, I mean, we've got to have concessions.
Well, I'm going to speak about the elephant in the room. Half the members show up 90% of the time, the other half don't. I mean, that's just what it is. All of us are going to have instances where we miss 1 or 2 meetings, but there should be a standard. If we're required to attend 24 meetings in a year, if we, I don't know, the number that we choose, if we come up with, if you miss 5 meetings or 10 meetings or half of them or a percentage of them, then I think your pay should be deducted. Or we should have a sick time non-attendance part of it, right? We all can't be here 100% of the time, but if you go over a certain threshold, then your pay should be deducted.
What number should we start at? I mean, it's not a motion, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, it's just general discussion.
Well, I don't, you know, there's 2 required meetings. I mean, it's 50% per meeting, and if you don't show up to 2 of them, you just don't get a check that month. If you show up to 1 of them, you get half a check that month. I mean, that's,
Yeah, that's simple.
While I agree with you, but that takes away from the, TK, you can't help if you have a health crisis.
well.
We shouldn't penalize
But
you.
still, that don't,
What is the way to stop the habitually
well,
not?
still, nevertheless, I mean, you know, even though the health, you know, or whatever is unfortunate, but still, they aren't here regardless. I mean, you know, other committees I'm on that, you know,
I know.
if I don't show up, I don't get a check.
I know how it works. I'm on.
I mean, and that's just flat out. It doesn't matter what the excuse or anything. You just don't get paid. And I mean, there's not anybody here that is actually I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with not getting a check.
Sure.
I mean, if I don't do this for the money.
Sure.
Well,
and getting.
And if I'm not able to be here, you know, that's just, you know, I forfeit the money for that meeting.
I see that side of it too, fully.
Dakota, can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
So Derek, you said you have the numbers or whatever?
I actually don't. But we
Okay.
do have.
I was just
yeah.
asking, you know, the policy, the way it is now, have we had anybody that's missed 2 months consecutive?
So I'm sure we have,
Okay.
but with this policy that was put in place in 2022,
Yes.
a commissioner could ask for the Ethics and Oversight Committee to meet to discuss it. It doesn't necessarily say anything will happen, but no one has called a meeting until technically tonight by Commissioner Hutchins. So,
Thank you.
yes, ma'am.
It makes it clean and easy. If you're here, you get paid. If you don't, you don't.
That is very easy.
In my opinion, and we need legal counsel, I don't dispute that at all, but I feel like if that was the change we make, that would have to go into effect next cycle.
I'm not sure.
Am I wrong in that? If you're here, you get paid. If you don't, you don't.
Shooting from the hip, I think as long as you're not increasing anything, I think you can make changes, would be my thought.
Okay.
But y'all are elected officials, so I really need to double check, because there is not a attendance policy for any other elected official.
That's probably something to keep in mind.
How does
Well,
that work for, like, for example, like for your position? If you, do you have days and PTO, sick
He gets a
time?
salary.
Elected officials, I mean, theoretically, an elected official wouldn't even have to show up. You wouldn't get reelected, but
Right.
I mean, in theory, there's no,
There's zero.
you know,
So, and I also try to think just from outside the box is changing the pay structure. I mean, we know it's a whole whopping $250 per month. By reducing that, because the end goal is to help attendance. Would reducing pay help attendance? Because I would love to think that no one here is doing this for the whopping $250 a month. But would truly reducing pay, would it help fill these seats more?
No.
And that's just, right, I mean, that's
I
just
don't
a
think
redundant question, but
Just save the county a little money.
it would. I mean, we do have a fiscal responsibility. Yes, I agree.
I think our whole pay structure should be changed for next cycle, but that, I don't know if that's something we want to talk about tonight. It's already kind of been mentioned a little bit. We've kind of,
Thought process when the minutes come out, if my name's on the absent roll every month, then the people in my district know I'm not showing up. And they're the ones that are gonna fire me when it comes time to run again. And just like Denny Wayne said, same for any elected official. If you don't show up and do your job, you're not gonna get reelected.
but the constituents also, they're not having representation
That's
for potentially for 4 years.
but not paying them doesn't correct that.
It doesn't correct.
They still don't have representation.
So it's I don't want to say a rock and a hard place. It's just it's an intricate conversation to have because, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to tackle it. And while I understand and respect TK version, I also look at we're here to solve a problem. And does not pay solve that problem? I don't think so, personally. So I don't know. I'll pass it to you all. Are we wanting to look at that report, Commissioner Hutchins?
I mean, I definitely want to look at the report. I always like to make an unbiased decision. If we're gonna make a change, I like to have an unbiased decision before we look at the report to see who it affects. I don't wanna be swayed one way or the other
Sure.
by if somebody's on the border, if that's a change in decision. I mean, ultimately, if we vote the cleanest and neatest, it doesn't matter what the report says, if we vote to be paid, if we show up, then that clears it up. There's no,
It's straight across the board. I mean,
Straight
it's
across
black
the
and
board.
white. I mean, we can go down, we can do that if this committee sees fit, because it would have to go to full court, of course. It's just a committee. I mean, we have almost all of full court with us, so I mean, it would be worth, and I'm sorry, y'all, it would be worth asking if it's all right for y'all. Does anyone up there in the box have any ideas, thoughts,
I don't
opinions?
have an issue with it. I think the cleanest approach is you get paid for every meeting you show up for, but I do agree that I don't think it will change anything. I mean, it might make us feel better, but I don't think it will change anything. I mean, if that's the goal, it depends on what the goal, the overarching goal is. I think ultimately it falls back to the people, our constituents.
I agree with you, yes, sir.
Our previous commission group, if I'm not mistaken, we looked into that scenario, show up and get paid, or don't show up, don't get paid, but increasing the amount, which, because you're gonna have people out, and it really wouldn't necessarily it'd be a higher budget item that necessarily wouldn't cost the county any more money, but would make it, more of an effect to miss, because it's a higher dollar amount
Yeah.
that could lead to better, participation, but it got lost in the shuffle of elections and everything else, but that was our last commission group talking about that for this group.
Yeah.
I do hate for us to like punish our fire department people that's part of their job being off and, can't be at some meetings.
Some of our members have jobs that if they're on rotation and they have to work, they can't. But then you go down the road of, what if TK's on a big job in Monterey and he can't leave work either, then if we don't deduct somebody that's on call for not being here, then not every one of us, but a lot of us are self-employed people, we could have a reason why that we can't be here because of work. Any other reason, so that gets into a slippery slope, in my opinion.
Right, because I was gonna say, kind of like with the phone call thing we're doing, the Zoom, like the phone call, we've decided you could be here by phone call. Could you have like stipulations, like death in the family, like you say, being in the hospital or something?
David, you have to leave.
My apologies, yes.
Can you stay for one more minute?
Yes.
I hate to jump, can we pause that, because
Sure.
we do have a question, about, we've been asked, about Mr. Cranford, possibly leaving district, so I would like to, if, it has been brought up about a vacancy in his office and moving from his home address, would you?
Yeah, my home address is actually still my legal address. It's where I'm going to vote from and everything for the time being. But I have secured an apartment right down the road from my house, so it's in my district.
Okay.
And I'll be staying there. My wife and I sold our business and we're selling our home, and we're downsizing. And in order for the new owners of the pharmacy to get a fair shot at the business, we need to get away from there, because everybody's going to want my wife to solve their problems whenever she no longer owns that business. And she can't stay right there. It's already been proven. Her phone blows up every day with questions and things, because she went out of her way to help a lot of people for a long time. But we have to separate that. So we have we're staying in our condo in Nashville quite a bit, but I also have an apartment here, and I am here quite a bit. I'm going to be retiring from the fire department later on, and I've taken a full-time job as a consultant, which covers this area as well. So I will be in this area for the foreseeable future, as of right now. But back and forth, and I plan on finishing my term unless it's deemed otherwise.
Thank you.
But I do have an apartment, and I am in my territory, and I'm doing the same thing.
Okay.
Thank you. I have to go for work.
Thank
Safe
you.
travels.
So, this is probably illegal, I don't know, I'm not saying we need to go down this road, but, CTASC, on the County Technical Assistance Service that we use to research things, vacancies in office. Vacancies can occur in county officials for a variety of reasons according to the state constitution. County officials shall be removed from their office for malfeasance or neglect of duties, as these terms are defined by legislature. Then it gives a whole list of reasons, but what's neglect of duties? What will be considered neglect of duties if you're not showing up for your meetings and your constituents? Is that neglect of duties?
Well, I mean, the easy answer to that is
Yes, but that's the hard.
But the hard answer is, how long?
How long?
Are you neglecting your office if you get into a head-on collision on the way here? And then, see you later. But like, I worked at the state for so long, I'm just trying everything
I get it. It's
devil's advocate as we discuss this. Just for situations like that come up that we cannot ever expect. So as far as removal of office, you know,
I don't want to be on that tribunal.
At
to-
all.
To
I
say
don't-
who is fit or not. I'm just saying that is
Well, to
some
start
terms for
with,
vacancies.
removal from office, an elected official, we can't, there's no way we can remove it. I mean, the only way that you can remove an elected official is for them to get voted out.
well, not voted in.
Or,
what you mean.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, not voted in.
Right.
Not voted back in.
Not us.
Not us,
Okay.
vote them out,
Just
yeah.
wanted to clarify that. So, I
I'm
feel
sorry.
like,
I'm sorry, Commissioner Golden, did you finish your train of thought before I interrupted you a while ago?
No, I just was asking, you know, about stipulations, but I mean, I don't know about everybody, I can't speak for all of y'all, but when I took this office, I knew what the pay was, and I didn't get in it for the pay. I got in it because people elected me, people asked me to run and be a commissioner. But I also came in with the forethought that I guess I missed the 2-month part, because my forethought was you miss a meeting, you don't get paid. That was my forethought, is you miss a meeting, you don't get paid. You miss 2 meetings, you don't get paid for both meetings. However, I did eventually see, because I questioned when I got a check or deposit and it was the full amount, and I called and said, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to have the full amount because I missed the meeting. Nope, it's not like that. And I went, oh, and went and read and read that it's 2 months consecutive or whatever. But I just was under the impression, like I said, you missed, you don't get paid. If you miss 1, you get half. If you miss 2, you don't get none. So I'm with that thought of that, leaving it simple like that. And yes, I understand there's things that come up, but I mean, there's things that come up and I don't go to work and I can make a choice that I can either use comp time, sick time, or just forget it and not get paid for that day. So, that's my 2 cents.
thank you.
So how many weeks of vacation did we get?
I think what?
Thank you, Commissioner McCormick. So I don't know, if we're gonna go down the road and just fix a problem, yes.
So the way the attendance policies wrote, and Executive Robinson, you correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't there something that stipulates that we cannot not pay something in there, a stipulation?
That's why that
12.5% is there.
12.5. That's where the 12.5% came from.
That's what I thought. Finance Director Markham, if we make a change and the suggestion is to pay if you show up and not, how does that affect you and the ability to implement that?
The biggest change is we just need to move your payroll period, so right now you're paid on the county commission day, meeting day, tonight. We move you to probably an end of month payroll, and somebody would just need to provide us with the documentation to support who gets paid what.
Okay.
Basically, you have a time sheet.
I'm sorry, sir?
Earlier when y'all were talking about tracking and stuff, we elect a new chairman to the county commission every year, and it just seems that would be a natural responsibility for that person. If we're going to track it that way.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
So basically, if we're gonna pulling up that picture of the attendance policy. If we're going down that road, so 12.5%, $250 is what? 27, 28 bucks. Is that right? Roughly, I mean, just real rough. No matter what, that's gonna be, if no one shows up, that's gonna be their
That's
paycheck.
gonna be their paycheck.
And if they show up to one meeting, they'll get 43.75. They show up to the other meeting, they'll get another 43.75. So they get their full 250. So it'd be basically changing the 2 months consecutive to, if you're not here, you don't get your 43.75%.
I don't want to make it even more confusing. What is 2 months consecutive? Is it 2 steering committee meetings? Is it 2 full court meetings, or is
Or
it?
4 meetings.
Is it 4
Right.
meetings, 2 months of I
Right.
mean, we'd have to define that also.
Well, where I was going is we would remove the 2 consecutive months. If you're just not here,
Oh.
you don't get that 43.75%.
Just going forward for the rest of
I
this.
stand corrected.
If that's appeasable to the committee, I still don't think it's gonna solve a problem at all, just out there. But we can attempt, if you all see fit.
So I will make a motion to have the base pay of 12.5% paid monthly with an attendance record required to earn the additional 43.75% for the steering meetings and an additional 43.75% for full court. That would be going forward for the rest of our term.
So implementation in December. Well, we vote on it in December full court.
It'd be voted, so it would be implemented until January.
If you do it as percentages like that, and if this committee does it and sends it to full court, and we approve it in full court, then it would, I mean, this term, the end of this term wouldn't end it. Then you would have to, and that's fine because it's based on a percentage, and it would.
Oh, regardless of pay.
Right.
Right, okay, I see what you're saying.
I would like to have another can of worms opened up at a different night to pay by committees and include all of budget, to pay per meeting attendance.
So before we
Which
go
is
down
another-
this, let's go ahead and address the motion, please.
Yeah.
We do have a motion to change it, 12.5 base pay, 43.75 for first Monday meetings, 43.75 for third Monday meetings, until, just moving forward. If you're not here, you do not get that percentage, correct?
For all
All
commissioners.
14 commissioners.
I'll second that.
We have a second from Commissioner Austin. This will go to full court. Do we have any discussion before we move to vote?
Do we have to change our bylaw? Is this not in the bylaw?
Yes.
Okay, in order to drop that one, are we gonna have to change the bylaw and actually drop
It'll
that
take-
line?
It'll take 2/3 vote on it.
And
Is
then
that correct?
2/3 majority in the,
So this is a motion modifying it. So when it goes to full court, we'll have to have 2/3 of the entire commission to pass it.
so
Is that
that's
correct?
what we are doing.
Yes, that is correct, but let me look something up right quick.
Chairman, I believe it's 2/3 vote twice.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it's twice.
I think that is correct.
So it
So,
would be in the bylaws that
okay, so it would be a December vote and a January. So it technically go into effect February if it goes, if we can do that.
So due to bad attendance, it won't pass.
I'm not. Do we have any other discussion?
So
How many cents?
I guess I have 2 agendas. First, I was hoping we could address the attendance issue and pay currently and get that changed. If we're gonna do a bylaw change, then I have a whole other topic that I would like to discuss for the next session, about the pay and the structure and everything altogether. I'd like to have a whole other discussion about that for the next elected officials on our pay structure. So
Okay.
If I would rescind my motion if this is a bylaw change, I don't know. I would like
To
to,
get rid of the 2-month thing, you're gonna have to change the bylaw.
well, then do we define? So it's in there after 2 consecutive months, and then we can decide what is 2 consecutive months. And then we can look at the attendance record, and then those people cannot be paid because it says we can do that.
Well, with the current motion, it gets rid of that.
It gets rid of that, but
And
it,
at the end of the month, that attendance record would reflect whether you get your full pay or 43.75 is down, or
but mine is changing the bylaws, I don't,
I think anything with this is changing the bylaws though.
well,
If you change it.
If it's changed, because it's gonna have to go through the change no matter what. If there's going to be a change, it's gonna be a change in the bylaw.
after 2 months of consecutive absence by any county commissioner, the Oversight and Ethics Committee may meet and investigate the basis, and if it deemed necessary, recommend to the full court appropriate actions to be taken. This can be up to and includes reduction in pay to the base salary. So it's in the bylaws that we can meet, and if somebody meets the criteria of missing 2 months,
We can send a recommendation. to
then we
the
can
court.
send the recommendation to full court to change their pay. So it sounds like we're gonna have to boil this down to the ones that meet the qualifications of not being here 2 months,
Unless we move forward with our current motion.
which if we do that, then that doesn't change anything till next cycle.
It,
We can't change the,
no, we can change that bylaw, but it wouldn't go into effect until February, because we have to vote on it in December and January.
Well, our bylaws say amending the rules, and I agree, I thought it was 2 months also. It said, if the need shall arise, the Board of County Commission can amend or replace these rules with a 2/3 vote at a regular session meeting. Changes must be presented to the commission as a resolution from the Ethics and Oversight Committee. It does not mention 2 months.
Okay? So it could go into effect January 1.
I thought it was 2 months also.
Okay?
You can get 2/3 to show up.
December's a tough month. So it could possibly go into effect 1st of January. If you wanted to continue with your motion, sir.
Yeah, I'm doing this on my phone. I'm assuming I've got the latest version. It's hard to.
Sure.
That's Rule 19, just FYI.
Thank you. Rule 19, I appreciate that.
We gotta blame somebody. Let's hear the percentages of who ain't been showing up.
Let's get through this motion first, because we have a motion and a proper second. If there's no more discussion, we're gonna move to vote. We're gonna do a roll call vote. If y'all are ready.
I'm sorry, I am not. The motion is to address,
it would be, the motion is to pay, we're required to pay part of our policy, we're required to pay 12.5% monthly appropriated, no matter what. What we would be changing is if you do not attend the steering meeting, you do not receive 43.75, and if you do not attend full court, you do not receive the additional 43.75%.
okay, yeah, that would be a bylaws change, yes.
Yes, sir.
And that's for all members, not the ones that are in violation of missing 2 consecutive months as wrote currently.
Any other discussion? We'll move forward to vote. Rick, do you care to do a roll call vote? Is that okay? This will be going to, yeah, we have a proper second. This will be going to full court.
This will be going to full court in December to take effect in January.
Yes. Go ahead, ma'am, thank you.
Executive Robinson,
Aye.
TK Austin,
Yes.
Robert McCormick, Dakota White,
Yes,
Derek Hutchings,
Yes.
motion passes.
thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. That was the agenda item. Do we have anything else we want to discuss before we move forward?
Any other question or concern? Is everybody's happy with the answer of commissioners moving out of district and moving back or changing their, I was satisfied, but
If he has an apartment in his district,
we had another commissioner that temporarily moved and come back and there was nothing said, and I don't think there should be, but I wanted to,
I'm satisfied
yeah,
myself.
I am too. Maybe a conversation the other night, but I think we were to, before our term is up, I think we were to really dive into our pay structure and how we're paid
I know.
and do an overhaul.
I know Executive Robinson last term did a lot of research with how Putnam County was paid and surrounding, I'm sure some of it's changed. Would you care to look, sir,
I will get that done before next Wednesday.
our surrounding counties? Oh, man. Please.
I don't think that's pressing that we need, it's just absolutely necessary. I mean, that change, I think, would be in effect for the next elected officials as long as we pass something before the next budget.
Sure. Yes,
Anything, I think anything, and we ran into this when we looked at it the last time, any kind of increase that we do, it's not a financial issue for people that want to do this. I think you have to weigh your priorities in your personal life, and if you've got the time, you can commit, it is a commitment. And then when you get to a point where your priorities don't align and that commitment's not there anymore, then you don't run.
Or you resign from your position if you can't fulfill the duties.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, I think everybody needs to look at where we're at individually, and I mean, if you can't fulfill the responsibility, then move on, right?
yes, sir. Anything else, gentlemen? We'll get through the holidays and we'll call another meeting. If that's fine with you all. Anything else before we close? Would anybody from the public like to address the Oversight and Ethics Committee before we close?
I just have one question. So when they don't show up, is there a phone call made to ask, hey, we missed you at the meeting last night, what's up? I mean, is that being done?
So there's usually a pretext that's sent out that's like, hey, we have a meeting tonight. If you can't attend, please let us know.
But there's no explanation as to,
And they don't have to give one.
Yeah.
No, ma'am. I mean, of course, if there's something wrong, we'd love to know, if we could help and assist, but it is not required. But there is a text sent of a reminder every meeting to do that. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. How do we get something put on the agenda if we have a complaint for the ethics to look at, the committee to look at?
So you can reach out to the chairman and then.
Which is now you.
Which is now me.
Okay.
And then we can put it on the agenda for next term. There is, if it's, and Executive Robinson will know more, there is, if it's an ethical issue happening, there is a phone number as well downstairs, is that right? There used to be something.
That's
I think that's
fraud and abuse.
I'm sorry, that's for fraud and abuse. If it's that, there's a department to report that to. But if it's oversight and ethics, this is sort of kind of like the guidelines of the commissioners, I guess you could say. So if it has to do directly with oversight and ethics of the 14 commissioners, email me, you and I can discuss it, of course,
Okay.
to make sure that it fits the bill.
Okay. And then I know you guys are about to adjourn, but I would encourage you to look at the guidelines for determining residency in the state of Tennessee before you make a decision on Mr. Cranford. I understand that he left, so he's not able to defend himself. We can put it back on the next one. If he's choosing not to resign, which tonight is what it sounded like he was doing. But I have an argument of why he should or why you guys should look at it again. If you look at Tennessee Secretary of State, he actually defines the guidelines for determining residency, and Mr. Cranford does not meet those.
He does.
Not based on his wife's Facebook page and.
His wife's not an elected official.
I
And I'm not trying to fight for him, but
Okay.
it says TCA code 8-48-101. As stated above, moving out of state, district, circuit, or county from which one was elected or appointed is a cause of vacancy. It cites the code again. If disputed, the determination of residency is a question of fact. It quotes a lawsuit. The residence of a person at place which person's habitation is fixed, in which therefore the person is absent. The person has definite intention to return. It says they can move within a year and return. The person does not lose loss of residency if the definite intention of returning, the person leaves home and goes to another county, state, or place within the state for temporary purposes, even if one or more years duration.
Pretty broad, actually.
It's very broad.
It's very broad.
And so when you start looking at TCA codes, but then you also start looking at case law, and you look at the guidelines set forth by the Secretary of State, I just implore you to maybe speak out, reach out to the county attorney before you make a decision on it. Because because this can be pretty broad too, but at the same time, from the state's website, a change in residency may not be only by relocation, but also intent to remain in the new location permanently and by demonstrating actions consistent with that intention. His statement tonight, you can go back and look at it, he's got an apartment here and he's gonna have a job that may bring him to the area some. Then when you also go down to number 5, the place where a married person's spouse and family life is presumed to be that person's residence unless the person takes up or continues to abode with the intentions of remaining in another place. So, I mean, like I said, there's a lot, and we could sit here and we could argue about it.
So the law, I agree, I'm no attorney, the law is very vague. It says if you vacate your residency, then you vacated your seat. But it's very vague in the definition of how long that is. And I'm not picking on Commissioner Golden, but she vacated her residency for a month or two, and then she rented an apartment back in her house or something back in her district, and she resides there now. So if we're going to question one, we got to question both, in my opinion. If we're going to go down that road, then everything has to be questioned, and I don't think it should be. And this board convened that. I'm not questioning what you done, Mr. Gold. I'm just saying.
Oh, I know. And I was upfront and honest about it.
You absolutely were.
You know.
I'm just saying it's.
As Commissioner Cranford.
And so has he. It was brought up. He addressed and he said that he has an apartment rented in district. The law.
It would likely require a judicial decision rather than them decide, well, you don't live here. He says, well, yes, I do. Then you'll have to have a court to say.
Yeah, the
No, he's
decision
not
of
resident.
it says if the cease of a residence in state district, let's see, if the incumbent does not resign, a decision for the competent tribunal declaring the elected official or appointed to avoid the office or vacant. So it'd have to be some kind of.
We've got 8 months left in this term.
Yep.
Okay.
Anything else, ma'am?
No, I think that answered my questions for tonight. Thank you.
Anyone else like to address us before we close?
So do we not have the attendance record with us tonight?
I assume we do, but I don't deem it necessary to open them as it's all public record anyways.
I mean, ain't no shame in it.
Unless anybody in this committee just wants to set them on the table for everyone to see, I'm fine with.
Spread them on the minutes.
We can spread them on the minutes.
Let's include it. I'll make a motion to include it with a spread of minutes.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That does pass. It will be spread on the minutes in December's meeting. Any other business before we move to adjourn? I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
We are